I also have the same point of view, but from an opposite side, I want to ask you as a candidate. So basically, you give your job description to an HR. You give it in a couple of lines. The HR goes ahead and generates a job description which has all the technologies possible. Okay, and that JD is given to a student. The student goes to ChatGPT, pastes the JD, and prepares a fantastic resume. Okay, and that has almost all the technologies required. Now, if you're on, say, any job boards, for example, these HRs are trained to search for keywords.
Correct.
So unless they are, say, mile wide, they may not even, show up on your HR's feed. So they want to have, although I share the same point of view, I'm asking you questions from a different point of view. Like, if I don't put all the keywords in there, the HR wouldn't even give me a call. So I am maximizing my opportunities for getting a call from the HR so that I can showcase what I'm really good at. But then, this is a double-edged sword. So how do I handle it as a student or a candidate?
It is tough, definitely, no doubt about it, because you're one among the millions who are trying to apply for a job, right? But having said that, in my view, you only highlight your top 2 or top 3 skills in your resume, right? And then go deeper in your resume about those skills, what exactly you have done, how you have leveraged those skills to solve a business problem, right? A lot of times people say, I build dashboards using Tableau or Power BI or whatever, right? So what? There are thousands of people who have already done it, right? That's not going to even give me any motivation to select your profile, right? But if you explain saying that using Power BI, I build dashboards which are used by sales folks to see sales trends or getting more insights by doing drill downs and whatnot. Explain the project or explain the work that you have done in a little more detail, highlighting what exactly you have done and how it kind of helped the end user. And just, anyway, the keywords or buzzwords will be there in your resume, right? Whether it is technical skill or whether it is any of these new concepts that you're talking about. But what I'm more interested in, how you're able to articulate, because most of the times I ask anybody, what is this project all about? Why are you even building this project? Who is the user for this project? What is the outcome of the project? They're not even able to answer these kind of questions. So I will not be excited if you just show that you know Power BI, because I can train somebody on Power BI in a matter of a month or so at best. There is a tool called Apache Superset, which is also a visualization tool. I learned it in 2 weeks myself. That happened in the last 2 months. And I built my own dashboards for one of the customers because I didn't have somebody who can build that. So at my age, with 30 years of experience, if I can learn a tool in 2 weeks, then if you're a fresher coming out of college, you can learn any tool in 1 week because it takes longer time for me to learn compared to a fresher, right? So my message is very loud and simple. Write what you know and go deeper into that. Don't say I've built 5 projects in a span of 3 months. I'm not going to believe it. But you've done one project in a span of 3 months and you're able to articulate it well. You're able to explain it in your resume, which will grab my attention. And then when I give you an opportunity, you should be able to explain the project for half an hour at least. If I work for 3 months, you should be able to explain the project for at least half an hour. That is what will excite me. Skills are required, but skills can be acquired. That's my message.
Yeah, so from the students or from the applicant's perspective, right, you have to stand out, right? With just a resume or a CV, you can't stand out. It can be highlighted, you can have like a booklet of all the projects with descriptions, but people don't have the time to go through that, right? It has to stand out. Unlike like 5-6 years back, there are a lot of open source tools available. If you know that this job is for visualization, create a small visualization in Power BI and send that link. Or even take screenshots with mass data or something and put it in a PPT or in your CV. If it is a data science, core data science or machine learning job, build some random model using some data, put it on Streamlit and give that link. That will make you, definitely get you an interview.
Good point.
Actually, it's a very good point. The only gap I see in the industry is that it's not Sandeep or Srini who is screening the resume. Okay, somebody else who is doing a Control F and typing a Tableau or a Power BI doing the screening. So how do you, how do you plan to educate that person who is doing the screening? Or, very rarely there are HRs who really understand technology, and then they are really at the top of their game. Apart from them, most of them are Control F HRs. Talent acquisition.
The good thing is that actions have its implications, right? I mean, the team, the operations team or the hiring team wants a particular skill set. HR is not giving that skill set. Through this Control F, they're getting the guys who are superficial, who are not really doing the things. It's going to impact business. That is going to trickle down. So the system fixes itself or should be fixing itself.
The point I want to highlight is that nowadays you should have a portfolio of your own, which should be available in the public domain in GitHub or whatever, right? So I should be able, we are educating our hiring teams so that they will also start looking for what is your portfolio in the public domain. Have you contributed to the public projects or open source initiatives in the last 6 months? Have you at least done something, right? So those are all some of the things that we are asking, not just look at the resume. The resume should definitely have your portfolio of projects that you have done outside your current job. and that should be in the public space. And that is what we look for, at least in my company. When we are looking for people, we look for that. And that is one way of screening resumes and saying that, okay, if you have not done anything outside your work, maybe you're not motivated enough, maybe you're not excited to work on technology or whatever, right? So those are some of the things that we are doing right now. So how people were hired 30 years back or 20 years back versus today is very different. I second what Sandeep is saying, because if you're applying for a visualization job, build some dashboards and show me that you can do something, right? Or at least you have done something in the past, showcase that as part of your resume by providing links.
And in fact, even now colleges, why do they have extracurriculars? Why do they have, seminars? Why do they have other projects that you have to submit? Because that is the culture that they are building into these students, where yes, your coursework is there, but you have this additional work also that you have to do and showcase. And I'm sure that there is a mandate, right, on their resumes
Of
where
course,
they
of course,
show
we have